if we get 7 provinces out of 10 that believe in elections, then they can by themselves say we want a standalone constitutional amendment. We've had 2 of those in this country before. We've had one in Quebec on French and English, of course, and the second one was in Newfoundland on Protestant and Catholic schools. So it's possible to do one of these conclusions on the Senate just as easily as it is to do anything else. And that's what our best hope is that they realize that they have the power, if they want to use it, to get 7 provinces out of 10 representing 50% of the population. Then they say, we want a standalone constitutional amendment. We want to deal with the powers. We want to deal with the elections, and of course, we want to deal with the numbers. Prime Minister asked us to make sure that there wouldn't be a gridlock in anything that we were proposing, and we did exactly what he wanted. We studied a little bit about England, and theirs was just terrible, 48 pages, and you couldn't understand what they were going to end up with, and then a little bit about Australia as well, and it wasn't perfect, but Dr. David Elton and Dr. Peter McCormick are not politicians, they'd shoot me if I said that. They're political scientists, both of them had PhD, and both of them were head of a university at the time, so I asked them what we could do, and they gave us a perfect override. And the override is what Harper wanted. We came up with is if the Senate was all elected and all of that, and there was a bad piece of bill that that the people didn't like, then the Senate would be able to muster 51% of their voting senators, and then would be able to say, we're going to either force you to fix this bill or it's going to die. Can't be.
It can't be?
No.
Not even with the unanimous consent of the province?
No. No. Can't be done. It's one of the 5 major institutions of the Canadian government. Mm-hmm. And if you were to take that away, you're just creating a dictatorship. Because anytime you get a prime minister that won't listen to anything but his own advice, you get some of the crazy things that we've seen. What I've finally learned in the last little while is we've had too many prime ministers that became their own dictatorship. I mean, take a look at it. When you are young, reasonably young, and you just become an MP, if you have any liking of the job at all, you're not going to you're not going to criticize the Prime Minister of the day, right? And if you get to be a minister, you're certainly not going to try and, you're not going to speak even against the Prime Minister when you sit at the table, even if you're a minister. You might say, well, maybe we could do this or that, but you're not going to say, no, it's not going to happen. So you're looking at one person that is doing that. And there are some pretty smart senators too, and we got some pretty smart ones in the chamber right now. And Harper has produced some pretty smart ones. People that have achieved things in their lives and want to, be a senator. That's great. All we want is we want them to be elected. So if they fail dismally, then we don't have to re-elect them.